Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Over at the Mildred Haley apartments, just want to show you they fenced off the area, so they started doing a little construction on it. Not too sure of all the exact plans they have, but I heard that they want to get rid of the high-rise buildings up there and turn them to like more like low, no more than 3 to 4 stories. But who knows? Take a quick walk around and see what we see. We got a fence up there that says no trespassing around the majority of the area. You guys can see it, but I'll go up a little higher so you can see what's going on the other side. So you see they took all the appliances out, took all the windows out, you know, metal in one pile. There's a lot of appliances down here too, if you guys can see this. I've got to go up high for that. So process has been started. We'll walk around the whole fence area so you can see. Got a pretty decent sized area blocked off. I'll try to get you guys a little bit more information on this as I can. Maybe I can get someone to speak on it if they're not too afraid to. But see all the scrap metal they got over there. You got wood and this metal right there. You got wood over there. A little bit of everything going on. We'll take a quick walk around and so you guys can see what's taking place. Some people know, some people don't know. This is something they've been talking about for quite some time, so I guess this is like phase one of many different phases. So you see the area they have, so it's a pretty decent size. They got the bulldozer up there. See, we walk the whole length of the gate. They got like gate A, B, C, D. I'm not sure what gate this is. I think this is gate H. All visitors must report to the field office. Hot hats are required. Safety. That's the construction company that's doing some of the work. And it is gate H. So that means there's several different gates. Might have to walk around the actual building. Well, no, maybe not. Well, maybe I do. We'll see. There's enough space for me to squeeze through there. I guess I could squeeze through there. Yeah. That's not quite an egress, but you guys get to see how the buildings normally will look, you know. They could use some improvement, but this is like I said, I'm not too sure if they're going to turn these to the upstairs and downstairs townhouses, or they're going to be just regular floors. But might have to inquire. This is what we know is known as the Bromley Heath housing development. If you guys are not too familiar with that. This must be the field office right here. So you can kind of see they took down pretty much the whole playground area. I guess they're taking down the community hall too. That right there used to be the function hall. So I assume they're taking that down or doing something with it. We'll find out. We don't have the answers to everything. 964 Parker Street over here. From the
745-1138.
Let's take a quick there's something attached to the building over there. I'm not too sure what that is. That could be one of those portable chillers. Let me take a quick look at that. It looks like a portable chiller. I could be wrong. I don't know everything. It's either a portable chiller or a portable heater. It's operated off of gas. It has a supply and a return. And it has a electrical feed, which is like 277 or 208. But no, the gas is not connected to it. At least not on this side anyway. The gas line is there but not connected. That's the air intake at the bottom there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's where you get the fresh air intake. It's not a good focus, but fresh air intake. They get it wired up the right way there. Exhausting out to the top. It's above the roof. That's a good thing. I'm too sure what they got that there for. Maybe it's a standby heater if your heater don't work. Mobile boiler. That's what it says on it.
Okay, 113. They have you notified. 11.
It is a mobile boiler. How about that? I've seen those before. So those are not. Just so you guys know, if you ever did have a problem with your heating system and you had a big development like this, you can always call that company or other companies that would do that for you. That's 1-800-696-6440. So they do have companies that do chillers and boilers like that. So in the event you had a building that, I think at one time they probably had a huge boiler problem. I think it's running because it doesn't sound like this is running. It sounds like the actual boiler is running, but it's making a lot of noise. So their boiler is running because they got the exhaust coming out of there. All right, enough of that. Let's go back to where we were. No parking, BHA. BHA, no parking. Take a quick walk around the other side of this, and so you guys get to see what I see. And this is something that you can see how it used to be, and when they're, well, I guess when they're midway doing their construction, I'll probably come by and do another video of this. Just electrical wire going across. Actually, that's not even electrical. Is that electrical? It's more like cable. Or communication wires. Well, we're not gonna worry about that. Once again, you get to see if you gotta walk around the whole thing. Now this process might take maybe a couple of years to really get completed, but at least you're seeing what's taking place right now. This must be gate G if we're doing it the right way. This is actually gate E. So where's the other gates at? I don't know. Maybe they go the opposite way. No, they can't go the other way. If H is over there and E is over here, I don't know what they're doing. I might have passed by a gate and didn't even know it. This might be the last of these stairs as we know it. Remember these stairs back in the day where they had the ramps on both sides and the steps in the middle? And that was the reason so that the maintenance guy could bring up the ashes from the incinerator. So he can walk up the middle and pull the two-wheeler right over each side of the stairs so he can pull it straight up and empty the ashes. Not empty, but bring them to the street surface for the trash company to pick it up. They did away with the incinerators probably in the, I would say the early 80s. I think they got rid of the incinerators. Maybe even earlier than that. It might have been in the 70s. And then they got rid of all the incinerators that they had throughout Massachusetts anyway, in the early 70s, or mid 70s I should say. So in the state of Massachusetts, at least, you probably can't find any, or probably in the whole United States now, you shouldn't find any incinerators. If they are, they're probably not legal incinerators, or maybe they are to certain, whatever, how they do it. So you really can't walk through there, but you kind of get an idea what's going on. I'm gonna walk around this building so you can see the other side. Or maybe cut through it if it's open. Sometimes these doors are open. We'll see. If it's not, then we'll go around. Yeah, it's open. Probably the last of the older mailboxes. Here's more information on it right here. Get a quick look at it. They always use the name New Affordable. What's old and affordable? Or is it affordable at all? That's the question. So you get the English and the Spanish version. JPNDC. They're like a development company, and that's all throughout Jamaica Plain. I don't know if you ever heard of them. It stands for Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Development Community, if I'm not mistaken. And they own quite a bit of property throughout Jamaica Plain. As far as managing the property, I can't really speak on it because I worked under them, and they're not the greatest managers of property, just so you guys know. And if it's an elderly development, you can forget about it. They don't even care about elderly at all. So it's just food for thought from my perspective. They call it the bricks. You get some more information up here. It may be useful, it may not be useful. I'll have to put on information I see that you guys see. You guys can determine whether it's interesting or not interesting. This is Spanish, but information is information.
Car 4, a central station alarm for a CO detector, 400 Stewart Street, Boston. Car 4,
Right.
a central station alarm for a CO detector, 400 Stewart Street, Boston. Nearest box
I don't know if you guys remember these back in the day. This is how they looked. They have added sprinklers. They weren't always sprinklers there, but they added sprinklers and fire alarm systems. That was like an afterthought. But they did add emergency lighting and stuff like that too, but that's only because they had to make it code compliant. All right, enough of that. We'll just take a quick walk around the other side of this. One of the basement doors is open. That's not a good thing to have a basement door open unless somebody's working in there. Looks like the door's been broken. Boston Housing needs to do better. You shouldn't leave any basement doors open. You know, for safety, look at this. Wow. That's horrible. Like, Boston Housing needs to do a lot better than this. See, the door's been broken several different times. Got a pipe shredder machine right there. Yeah, I don't know. They should be doing a lot better than this. Looks like they got a boiler system over there too. Take a quick walk in here while we're here. Guess it can't hurt. New hot water storage tanks. More storage tanks over there. These ones are not so new, but matter of fact, they look like one of them is off. That's in an off position. Look, the other one. The other one's on. They could use a little maintenance. These look fairly new. They're kind of pro-pressed in, so it looks like they're fairly new. Oh, that's kind of pro-pressed in up there. That's fairly new too. They cut off these domestic hot and cold on this side. Whoa, the whole pipe shook like that? That's not good either. Wow. That's a water hammer if I've never seen one before. Get your mixing valve over there. circulator pump. Looks like that's the backflow preventer. Expansion tank. Yeah, that water is shaking like crazy. So every time you shut the water off, that thing rattles like that. That's not good. It's interesting. Here goes your, I don't know how many sections you got there. Your draft inducer over there. That's one of those big burners. I've seen these before. Well, this is probably the last of this that you'll see anyway, because if I don't do a video, it probably nobody else will. Sump pump. That just turned on. Those things are pretty big. They burn a lot of gas too. Those things are pretty huge. So I can't believe they left all this exposed for anybody just to walk in and. That's something I haven't seen. You got two motors. Usually you see those motors on gas. Oh, is that gas? Maybe that is gas. No, boiler feed water. Not too sure what this bad boy does. Takes out condensate on that side. Something to understand and figure out later on, though, for sure. Look at the sections of the boilers. Those sections are heavy. Those are heavy, heavy sections. It takes a lot of skill, well, to build those boilers like that. I've seen guys do that. They literally take the whole boiler apart and put those sections together. It takes about 2 people to lift those sections up. They're pretty heavy. It's a guy named Paul. Wow, he probably retired from doing it. I know he's older than me, so he probably retired. He was pretty good at rebuilding these sections. There's a lot of know-how you have to know too. Elevator pit. That's all the more that door should be locked. If you get an elevator pit right here, that's not good. Don't mess with the elevator pit. That's dangerous. Even you got pits over here. These are not real pits, but there are pits. Going about 4 feet. It's deep enough. Old telecommunication wire. Probably still use some of that. They're getting rid of all the copper and turning it to fiber optics, so most of that's probably obsolete. A new electrical panel. I saw new electrical wiring up there. Explore, it's the main disconnect. Cool. So they're heating by steam. Oh, okay. Okay. I understand what they got going on. So that's like a recovery from the steam. Yeah, those things are pretty powerful. Now steam is very dangerous, you know, if you guys don't know, especially the high pressure steam. High pressure steam will take your skin right off your body, just so you guys know. So don't even mess with that. Leave that alone. Unless you absolutely know what you're doing, don't mess with high pressure steam at all. Even the professional guys that know what they're doing, they have gotten into jams with high pressure steam. This is like the old dungeons back in the day, where these buildings connect to each other. Yeah, these buildings connect all the way across. Fire pump. This is the fire pump room. Got a trouble in the panel, which is not good. Boston Fire Department did not like that at all. Not sure what it says on there. Supervisory with floor tamper. Yeah, that's not good. You don't want to have a tamper on. Wow. I've seen that before. Matter of fact, probably the same exact model. Interesting. The stuff that you come across, what you're looking for. A lot of those companies went out of business making those parts too, so it's probably from the street level. It's coming out of the city. Those are your backflow preventers right there in the middle. You get your, I guess you call that the jockey pump. That's probably they call it the jockey pump right there.
Engine 8, ladder 1, master box activation, 96 to 120 Beverly Street.
Every so often you're supposed to test these to make sure they're working properly. We're not going to get into all that today. Let's get up out of here and finish up the elevator pit. This is the other elevator pit. So they got a main door open, exposing the entire boiler room, which is probably the heart of the building itself. You got stairs that go up to probably into the hallways. I mean, I can't imagine them leaving that door open like that. You got a pipe, well, they don't have all the parts to it, but that's if you want to cut pipe, you want to thread it. This is more for cutting, though, the way they have it set up, but it's just to hold the pipe. All right, guys. Door closer's broken. Looks like a gas line right there. Some of the stuff could be obsolete, some of it cannot be. It all depends on how they. All right, let's get up out of here. But they need to do better. Boston Housing should do a lot better than that. They got enough manpower and people working for them to make things better. Let's get back to they got going over here. 930 Parker. Somebody flipped the dumpster upside down. I wonder what, they don't want them to use it. I guess they flipped it upside down so they can't use it. This is gate D. See all the stuff they put out the got toilet seats, you got refrigerators, got doors, got a little bit of everything over there. I'm not sure what the heck that is I'm looking at. Look at a piece of a treadmill. Yeah, it is a treadmill. Figure I'll show you this. If I don't show it now, you probably won't be able to see it anymore, because next week it may not look the same. Dumpsters flipped upside down because they don't want no one using it. That's probably the only reason why I would think they would do that. Yeah, it's kind of deteriorated on the edge over there. So, what better way of, rather than take it away, to just flip it upside down. There's some companies that would take that same dumpster and cut out the bad metal and just weld a new plate on it and then put it back into service. I've seen guys do it on the spot, like just come out and do it right there. Get a couple of sheets of metal and just weld it right in place. It saves you a lot more money to have to haul it back to the company, the shop, and do it all over again. Because some guys are just that good; they just do it right in the field. This is gate C. Alright guys, I figure I'll show you a little bit of what's going on. They got these little holes in the covering for the wind. Alright guys, give you another view over here. Now I don't know what those holes in the wall mean. If you see they cut a lot of holes in the wall, maybe the test cores that they did just to see how strong the brick is. That's what it could be. It could be like test samples. They can send them back to the lab, and they want to see how strong the structure is. And then sometimes they do that just to see, like, is the brick too brittle? Is it salvageable? Will it withstand another 20 years, 30 years? If not, then they have to take some kind of provisions to correct it. So they mocked it too. So I think that's what they're doing. Send it to labs, test how strong the brick is, the mortar. This is gate B. So now you guys get to see what I see. I didn't want to make it a long video, but it's long enough. Go up over that fence. That fence is probably about 10 feet high. We should be able to reach over the top of that. Alright guys, that's what you get to see. I'll give you a better view down here, so you can see all the construction work that they're doing. This is going to be over a process of probably 2 years. You see some changes over here. The only thing I don't understand is they have the hydrant inside the gate. You really shouldn't have the hydrant, fenced in anywhere. You should never fence in a fire safety device. Those are very important to be exposed. God forbid the fire department has a fire they're responding to, and they're looking for a fire hydrant, and it's like 10 feet away from it. They can't find it. That's not good. You're always supposed to clearly mark those at all times. And just hypothetically speaking, you got a sandpipe like right there for Boston Fire connection, right across the street, and the closest fire hydrant will be right here. That's blocked inside. That's why the fire marshals need to get involved in a lot of this stuff too. If the fire marshals don't get involved, so the next closest hydrant will be across the street over there by Heath Street, like way over there. Which is not good. I mean, if that's the closest fire hydrant, there is one down here too. Like, you can see way, I can zoom in on it. Right in there, there's a fire hydrant there. But usually you want more than one. You don't just want to have one fire hydrant. If you're fighting a pretty good fire, you want to have as much fire hydrants as possible. And you restricting one out of the equation is not helping. There might be one on the other side of the building over there, but still, that's not surface in this area right here. Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. Just want to show you a little activity they got going on at the Mildred Haley apartments. Hopefully we'll get some more information later on to tell you exactly what they plan on doing and the phases that they have out there. Alright, catch you guys in the next one.